So, hello guys. I hope everyone is doing great. So, today what we are going to learn or discuss is how to build a HR analytics dashboard using Apache Superset. So, this is what you are seeing in my screen here. So, as you see, we have a different KPIs, or I would say different metrics defined, and then based on that different metrics, we'll be plotting the plots, okay, charts or whatever you say. So here you see we have different charts plotted already. So suppose you have a similar requirement and you want to create a prescriptive analytics dashboard for your HR data, or it could be any other data set as well. Okay. So idea, logic, and how to build everything will be same. Okay. So this is the same thing I'm going to build live here. So if you have Apache Superset installed, then of course you can also create the same thing with me. So in that way, you can get a hands-on learning. Okay. So and one more thing, guys, if you are using Windows machine, then I have created how to install Apache Superset on Windows machine, separate video. So video link, of course, I'm giving in the description. You can find in the description box. Okay, so you can refer that one. And if you are using Mac machine, then I'm just telling you the instructions basically. Because the reason why I have created a separate videos for Windows, because if you see here, like Superset is not officially supported on Windows. Okay, but with some tweak and here and there, we can still use this Apache Superset on Windows machine. Okay, so for that, if you are using Windows machine, please go through that video and install that one and then start. Okay? But if you are using Mac OS or Linux machine, then it is pretty straightforward. What you need to do basically, install a Docker desktop in your machine. And once Docker desktop is installed, you simply create a folder in your machine, with some maybe Apache Superset or whatever you name it. Inside that, you clone this Git repository. Simply, you just run this command, okay, from the terminal, or if you have VS Code or any other IDE. So you just ran from inside that folder. And then the moment you do this, initialize this Git repository, you will see superset folder will be created. And then you just go inside that superset folder. Okay. And from there on, there are two ways basically. So I would just prefer to go with this one. Okay. So what you need to do basically, so here what you can do, get checkout 1.4.0. So this is the basically the version of Apache Superset. But what I am using, guys, so I'm using 1.5.2. So if you want to use the same version so that you see the exact same look and feel, so what you can do, you can just replace this to 1.5.2. Okay, and same for this command also. You just give 1.5.2 and then remaining will be same. And here again 1.5.2 and remaining will be same. And the moment you run this command, it will do all the configuration, everything, setup and everything. And you will see your Apache, you can open the Apache Superset. Now, how you will open basically? For that also, you just copy this command and run in the browser. So basically, it will run by default on 8088 port. Okay. So that's how I have done. So I hope installation part is okay. So now let's start with building this dashboard. Okay. So one more thing, guys. So let me log out this and show it from the beginning. Okay. So what you can do. So the moment you ran those two commands, so what you can do, you just copy this one and then open in a browser. So this screen will be open. And here, what you need to do, you need to put admin and admin. So username is admin and password is admin. Okay, the moment you sign in, so it will land you the landing page of the Apache Superset welcome page. Okay, and here you see different options like dashboard, chart, SQL lab, and data. Okay, so different things you will see, and right side you will see the setting options. Okay, so you can explore by yourself what all things are available. So today's video I will be focusing on how to build the HR analytics dashboard. Okay, so before that, let me tell you quickly some more things. So if you go to dashboard, so here you will find many pre-built dashboards available. So that you can utilize for your reference purpose. That at the end of the video, I'll just explain those things as well. Okay. And then you have chart section. So here, of course, whatever dashboards are available here inside that, they will be using certain charts. So those all, whatever you will create the charts, all will be available here. Okay. So we will be creating live and then we'll show you. And then we have SQL lab basically. So if you have your data and you want to manipulate something, some column, transform some column, okay, and then you want to create a new view or new table. So for that purpose, you can use this SQL lab, okay. And then here, if I go inside databases, then here you see like a examples database exists, and in that it uses the Postgres as a backend database. Okay, so this is the name of the database, and Postgres is like a type of database backend it is using. And here you see like these kind of supports is there. So what we will be doing basically, we'll upload a CSV file, and that will use as a database as a data storage, and then from there we'll read and create the chart. Okay. So let me tell you one more thing, like what data I'm going to use. So this is the HR data, HR attrition data, and this I have downloaded from IBM. So IBM had exposed this data publicly, so you can Google it, or you can also find this data set link in my description below. Okay, below the video. So now, if one thing I have just did here, so I created a separate column like data of resignation. So if you download the data, then you will get till here only, till year with current manager. Till this column only you will get. But this I have created. The reason is because I wanted to show you a trend of resignation, a trend of attrition. Okay. So like month on month, how many employees are leaving the organization. So basically, that purpose, I have created this column. Of course, these dates I have put randomly. Okay, so you can also create this separate column, or you can just download from description box. Okay, so then you will see this column as well available there. Hmm? So now this is the data set I'm going to use. So now let's go back there. Okay, so now how to start basically. So here, what you need to do basically upload. So here, if you will click in this one, then so guys, there are many more options on the way. Whichever one will be used, I will be talking about that. I will be explaining that. Okay. So our requirement here is like build a HR analytics dashboard. So for that, we have a data set and we need some KPIs. Okay. So first, I have a data set which I have shown the Excel, and I'm uploading that one. Okay. So let's upload that Excel. So here, once you come here, then it will ask you to give a table name. So I am giving employee attrition, and I'm giving one because with that name I have already created. So maybe two. I'm not sure if one is already existing. I'm just giving two. Okay, random name. And then here you can browse, and then here you can select your folder. So I have kept inside this one. Okay. So if you somewhere basically this is the file, okay, I want to upload. So this is the same file. So I just open, and here you see like a character. So this is the same file basically, this one. Okay, the same file. So I'm uploading, and then here you can define the schema, or you can leave it empty. Okay, if you want to select the example one, and then delimiter is like a comma separated, and all those things you can leave it blank basically. Okay, and manage duplicate columns, yes, and use columns like all those things basically, and skip initial space, we don't want basically all those things. Okay, and yeah, so there is a column like past date. Okay. So here past dates it tells basically if you have any like date time stamp based column. So that for example, when we want to generate a chart showing a trend, right? What is the attrition trend? What is the sales trend month on month? Okay, so based on what problem we are solving, so there you will have like a date time column. Okay, so here as I said, in this Excel I have created this new column, right? Date of resignation. So this I have created as a timestamp column. So same column I will be using as a past date. So here, okay. So like this is the column name. Okay, you can define your column whichever represents date time. And here you see like a comma separated list of columns. You can even give a comma separated multiple columns. Okay, so that you can use. Right. And in initial date time format, so use pandas to interpret the date time. So automatically it will identify. decimal character. So basically this is like dot. So if so see, this is also like different countries we use different character for decimal, right? Some uses comma. So for that you can like define what character you want to use, and all those things you can just leave it empty and you just save it. Okay. So the moment you save it, so your table will be created, and see here employee attrition to this data set got created. And if I click here, so here you will see all the columns available. Okay, so all the columns are available, and from these columns you can create the chart. So now our data set is available. Okay, as I said, there are two things you need to begin with. You need a data set, and you need certain KPIs or metrics which you want to plot. Okay, so for that I have defined for you. So for example, in HR attrition, what will be the important metrics, or what trend, what insight HR will be interested to know, right? So I have written some basically. So this will vary, or this will be different based on organization to organization and based on data to data. Okay? But let's start with this. So for example, we are interested to know, okay, what is the attrition trend month on month over past year? So this could be one metric, or another could be overall attrition rate in the organization, or which department sees the most attrition, right? So that if there are some measures to be taken for that particular department, then you can take, right? So for that purpose, of course, why we need these insights from the data, so that we can take better decision, right? Because no company wants to see the more attrition, right? So if the employee is leaving the organization, then it is a burden. It is a cost burden, right? They have to hire new employee, and hiring involves cost. It involves time, right? So everything can be converted to the cost. So that's where, if it is a good resource, then company wants to make sure he stays back. So for that reason, if you know in advance, okay, where is at in which department attrition is more, right? So that you can take certain actions on that. And then income distribution with respect to departments, right? So for example, there is a department ABC where attrition is more, and then next thing, like, you want to see, okay, so is there any random income distribution, or in that particular department employees are paid less compared to what is market standard, right? So there are several factors which you want to analyze. That's the, like, this is also one of the KPIs or one of the metrics. Another could be income and attrition. Is there any pattern with respect to income and attrition? Okay, and another, there could be a hierarchical view. For example, you want to understand like attrition distribution with respect to various categorical variables. So, for example, what is the attrition among employees who belong to sales department, and then what is their expertise, and then as a what role they are working basically. Right? So as a combination of these three, you want to study what is the attrition basically. So this for this will be plotting a sunburst chart. So we'll see how it is. And then does a specific gender have a high attrition rate, or gender and marital status have any effect on attrition? So these kind of metrics you will see. And then analyze various statistical measures, like is there any significant difference between churner and non-churner with respect to business travel and distance from home. For example, like who travels more frequently, right? So that kind of employees stay more in the organization, or they are more frequent leaver, right? So those kind of analysis. So likewise, we have certain metrics. So same as I showed in the plot. So same thing we are going to plot. So basically, one more thing. So these are the important plots basically in every kind of prescriptive analytics dashboard you plot. You kind of line chart to show a trend, pie chart, bar chart, stacked bar chart, histogram, sunburst chart, box plot, all those things, right? So those one by one will be plotting here with live demo. So you can learn. Okay. So I hope a problem statement and scope of this video is clear. So now let's start building a plot one by one. Okay. So forget about this thing. Okay. So if even if you are in the your landing zone, okay, and now you need to create a chart. Okay, how you will start. So first, I said you will go here and you will upload a file. Okay, if you are using a CSV. In next video, upcoming videos, I will also show you like how to connect to existing different backend, for example, Postgres, MySQL, and all those things. Okay, and how to utilize that one. But today I'm explaining with the help of CSV. So I've already uploaded the CSV. Next thing is like we want to build a chart. So you can come here in this plus icon and you can click on chart. And then here you will see multiple options. So first you need to select the data set. So what data set? So we have created just now employee attrition 2. So we'll be using this data set, right? And then here you will see different types of charts. So what is the first chart we want to build? What is the attrition trend month on month over past years, right? So this is the chart we want to build. So how we can do? So for that, what we want to use basically, so it is nothing but a time series line chart because we want to see the trend and with respect to time, that's why it will become time series chart, okay, line chart. So I have selected data set, I have selected the type of chart and then create new chart, okay. Now we came here and here we need to define certain metrics, certain like column, group by and all those operations. Here, if you see, visualization type is like time series line chart. And here, of course, we want to build a trend. So we need to define a time column. So here, while importing the data set, CSV file, we have defined like pass date. Which column to be passed as date? So here we have defined date of resignation, right? So that's why date of resignation is coming here. And then here, like time grain. So here in time grain, like on what basis you want to see? Month on month or every day or year on year. So every day, like trend will be too minimalistic. But here, what we will see, like we'll see month on month. So I'm selecting month. Okay. And then under metrics, what we want to see, like we'll see like every month, what is the count of employee leaving, like how many employees are leaving basically. Okay. So here I will select the default one count. Okay. But you can also select a particular column. So this, of course, I will be explaining in some other chart. But here the need is like we want to see the total. Okay. So let me save it. And then what else do we want to see? So there is a group by basically. So what group by tells here? Um, like which column basically, right? So on which column we want to apply this matrix? Of course, the attrition one. So here in group by, we will be selecting the attrition. And then there are certain other things like a contribution mode. So here we'll see the series because we want to see the trend. So that's how series will depict it perfectly. And then there is a like filter. Okay. In attrition column, if you see like here, if I come here and there is a column called attrition, right? So here we have two kinds of like yes or no, like leaver or not leaver, right? So who stays back or who is leaving. So those two types of categories are there. So that's why, but we are interested like to see like how many levers are there every month. So that's why we need to apply a filter, right? So filter means like we want to select on which column, like attrition, and we want to see equal, and then here we'll see define yes. So this is a case sensitive, the exact string you need to apply, then save. Okay. So we define this thing and then run the query. Then here you see like, okay, we have generated a time series trend chart, like what is the attrition trend every month. So like how many employees are leaving every month on month, what is the trend? Okay. So this perfectly like beautiful line chart build and we can give a name to it. So we can give like, okay, attrition trend. Okay. And in bracket, I'm giving demo so that later when I'm building the dashboard, I'm importing this chart dashboard. So I can just filter with this demo. Okay. So I just given this name. And one more thing, if you come to customize, then even you can customize this chart. So for example, you want to put something in the x-axis, right here. So here I can say year. Okay, so the moment I write here, so it becomes here, right? And if you want to give certain margins, so I give 30. So it is little far from this line. Okay. So if this is the first chart I'm building, so I'm explaining each and every detail. So next chart maybe we'll just speed up a little bit. And then if you want to print anything in the y-axis, basically, so y-axis like this is like a count. Okay, so percentage count, right? So count in percentage. Okay. And then this also see very near to the line. So you can define a width or margin, or you can define even more. Okay. So this margin we have defined. And then here some more thing like if you want to see the legend. So that also we can show. So it is only yes basically. Okay. So all those things. So there are multiple things basically you can basically try out. Okay, you just select different options and you will find a different types basically here. Okay, so just keep on selecting, keep on working. So for example, if you want to show the value here on skip, so you can select this one. or if you want to show the marker like this, you can show like this. Okay, and if you want to have the data zoom property, so you can have this. So if you zoom it, then you can see a particular month, for example, in 2020 till 2021, in that year, you want to see 2020, right? Then you can zoom it. So like that. Yeah, so you can even zoom it further, or you can zoom out, right? For that purpose, we can use this, right? So now with all these settings, let's save this. I have saved this chart, and I will be using untitled dashboard. Okay, so I have not used any dashboard. So just define untitled dashboard. So I'm just saving it here. Okay, so I saved it. So this first chart got created. Now, what is the second chart basically we want to fill? We want to see the overall attrition rate in the organization. Okay, so overall attrition rate. So for that, if I show you like just a minute. So here, if I go to dashboard, so here I want to take this as a reference because I want to build exactly same thing so that you get basically how much effort you need to put to build the same dashboard, right? So overall attrition. So for this we are going to build a pie chart. So let's see how to build a pie chart. Okay. So this already built. We have saved this. Now we want to build the next chart. So you just go to plus and select chart, and then here you select your data set. So employee attrition 2, this is our data set. And then we want to build a pie chart. So there is pie chart basically. So this is the pie chart, and then create new chart. Okay. So now, so we are interested to see the overall attrition, right? So we selected pie chart, and here, of course, we don't need the time series filter. So leave it as it is. Okay. We don't need, so time series filter, no filter is there. Okay. And then query. So here we want to see overall attrition, right? So we'll group attrition. We'll do group by attrition. Okay. And then okay, so we did group by attrition, and then in the metric we'll define like because we want to see the count, right? Overall attrition rate, right? So here we'll define this. So like if you do this, it becomes okay. So overall attrition means like in the organization, in our historical data, what is the overall attrition in the past? Means if you see here, like 83% people, around 84, right? It's staying, they are not leaving. And around 16% attrition is there in your organization. Okay, in past historical data. In bottom also, if you see, like there are 1, 2, 3, 3, around 1,200 employees who stays back and 237 employees left. Okay. So of course, that's how you can calculate the percentage. Okay. And this becomes your like overall attrition rate. And here we can give like attrition rate, and then of course in bracket I'm writing demo so that later you can filter, right? So, and now we want to save it. So fine, and let's save it. So what is the second? What is the next basically? Okay. So now we want to build like department-wise income. Okay. So here you see like we are going to build a stacked bar chart. Okay. So let me come here again, go to plus sign and chart. And here I'll select my employee attrition data set. And we want to select the bar chart. So where is bar chart, guys? It is here. Okay. So now let me select this one and come here. Okay. So now what we want to see like a department-wise attrition. Okay. So for a department-wise attrition, okay. So now let me tell you one more thing, guys. So we can, so sometimes we get confused between bar chart and histogram. Okay. So if we want to use the categorical variable, okay, if you want to see the pattern among categorical variable, and in x-axis we want to have a categorical variable, then we see, okay, then we go with kind of bar chart. And if we want to have the like see the analysis on numerical variable or qualitative variable, then we go with histogram. Okay. So now here what we want to see, okay, what is the distribution of income with respect to a department, right? So that's where we will be using histogram. Okay, bar chart will come later. So we want to see the what is the distribution of income with respect to department. Okay, so that's where we are going to use the histogram. And then what we will do, we'll leave this time column as it is. We don't need any time range filter. Okay, and then what comes like we want to see income distribution department wise, right? So that's where what will be your column. We want to see income, right? So here we'll select monthly income. So that's our column. If you don't remember your column, then of course you can scroll this and here you will see what our columns are available. Okay, and monthly income we selected, and now what we need to do, we want to see income distribution with respect to department, right? So that's where we need to group by department. So guys, you need to build to use this Apache Superset, you need to have a like a decent amount of understanding of SQL, so like group by all these aggregate functions. Okay, so then it will become very easy to understand. So here group by department. Where is our department? This. Okay, we select it, and then let me run this. Right. So here you see. So we built. So like so in the income range of 0 to around 5,000. Right. So employees who fall under this income group, and then here we have like different departments. So let me customize it further. So what you can do, you can show the legend. So here like this sky blue, so which is not shown here basically. So that is denoting a human resource. Maybe very few employees are there. And then this dark blue color which is showing research and development. And then this green one is showing sales. Okay. And now here, okay, so here we have very less employee in human resource, okay, compared to like these other departments, okay. So that's where like this sky blue or sky blue, this color, right? This color bar you don't see. But what we can do, like we can play around with this number of bins, right? If I do like this, or if even further, if I increase like this, or even further we increase like this, okay. So you keep on increasing like this, okay, or you do 150. So like this, right? If you do like this, then you see a different thing. But why we don't have this human resource? So like this, you can play around with by defining different number of bins. Okay, so let's keep it 50. And then here, like these are the legends showing here. Okay, so if you just uncheck this, then you will not see this. If you check this, then you will see this. Even we have normalized and cumulative. You can normalize basically. So if the moment you click normalize, so what is normalize? Normalization basically, right? So in data science, like when we have like different range of values in different columns, okay, or for different categories, then sometime our model become biased, right? Or when you like here what we are doing, we are generating insights here, right? So that's why like we have a more strength or more number of employees available in research and development and sales department compared to this human resource department, right? So that's where human resource department is kind of getting neglected or overshadowed by research development and sales department, right? So that's where we did normalization so that every value. So in general normalization, what it does, it makes the value in between 0 to 1. Okay, so now you see, I uncheck this normalization and you see the count here. It is the actual count. And if I click normalize, then it becomes in between 0 to 1, right? And if you do this here, then it is in this case, it is a more clear representation of the this stacked bar chart, or this, you can say it is a histogram basically. So it is actually a histogram. We can also read it like a bar chart, but as I said, so by looking, they will look like same, but there is a difference in x-axis. If you want to see the like analysis for your numerical or qualitative variable, like here we want to see the income distribution, so we go with histogram, okay. But if in x-axis you want to put the categories, okay, then we go with bar chart, okay. So I'm plotting bar chart next, I'll show you, okay, no worries. So now like this, we have plotted our income distribution with respect to department. And here, let me write demo. So this is the name, and let me save it. And saving with under untitled dashboards. I will just collect everything and create a new dashboard for you. Okay. So no worries. For now, I'm just creating a chart. Okay. So now what is next chart in our analytics code? The next is like department-wise attrition. Now, if we want to see the attrition with respect to each department, now here you see, guys, I in this particular chart, I wanted to understand the income distribution, right? So that's where we went with histogram. Next one, like department wise attrition, I want to see the what is attrition with respect to department. So now I want to keep department in my x-axis. So that's go with bar chart. Okay. So let me select the same thing. Okay, and here let me select the bar chart here. Okay, and then in this one, what we will be doing. So basically, we want to see the department-wise attrition, and of course, we don't need any time-related filter. So leave it as it is, like with no filter. And then here in metrics, what you need to select, basically, we want to see the attrition count in under each department. So that's where what you need to select here, like count, right? So attrition count. So what you can do here, basically, you can come here and select the column, and for that you want to see the count, right? So you selected this, and now we don't want any filter, but in series, what we can do, like department. Okay, we selected this, and now you can run this. So here you see like in research and development. So here basically it is showing you the count, right? But we don't. So count 961. So this is not a total. It is a total employee in that department. So attrition will be like based on yes, right? Under attrition column. So that's where what we also need to do. We need to define certain breakdowns here. Okay. So how we can do? We can define with respect to attrition, right? And let me run this. Now you see, and now we break down the attrition column under research and development. So what is the account of no means staying back A28, and how many are leaving, like 133. So this is the attrition. Okay, 133 are the leaver. And similarly, you can see in the sales department and human resource department. And by looking into this chart, you can draw insight. For example, okay, research and development department sees more attrition, but there is one more story behind this. Like, okay, there are more employees in research and development, so there is more attrition. So that's why like count is not the clear statistic. You need to see this with respect to like percentage, right? So you can do different customization here. So like if you want to see the legend, you can do like this. And what other options are there? You can even pick on bar values, and you can see like so the value at the top, right? So here 828, 133 is start visible, right? Or if you want to see the tag, then of course you can print like this. If you don't want to see the tag, you can see. So basically, you can play around with these different options, right? And you can even define what is the y-axis label, all those things you can define. And bottom margin you can define, x click, all those things you can define. Okay. And so suppose we have finalized this our graph, and then let me give it a name. So department wise attrition. And let me give something. And let me save it. Okay. So let me save it. Fine. What is next? So next is like income versus attrition. So here what we did, what is the income distribution with respect to department. And now what we are interested, we want to see what is the income distribution with respect to who has left the organization and who has not left the organization, so that we can get an idea, okay, whether all levers or all churners were less paid. Is there any pattern like this? Okay. So how we can build that? Same way, you come to chart and select your data set. Okay. And again, we want to build the distribution. Okay. Select this one. Okay. And like this. So here we want to see the income with respect to attrition. Right? So what we will be doing, of course, we'll be leaving this as it is, and under column we'll be selecting monthly income. So where is that? Let me search. Okay, monthly income. So I selected this. And then of course we need to have some group by, because we want to see, okay, what is the distribution with respect to lever and what is the distribution with respect to non-lever, means staying back. So we'll select attrition, and now let me run this query, right? Same thing, we got it here, okay? And of course, if I come to customization and we can select the bin, so we can have different bins and we can visualize like this. Okay, and I'm sure like you know how to like interpret this histogram. So of course, guys, I in this video idea is not to explain what is histogram, what is bar chart. Okay, here I am telling you how to build those charts using Apache Superset. But still quickly I'm going to explain to see here how to read this. So in x-axis, we have incomes basically, and for each income category. So now if you highlight in this bar, so this bar represents like the income category starting from 2000 to 2500. Okay. And in this category, there are total 59 employees are there. Okay. And then, this dark blue color one. Okay. And what dark blue color represents, so you can just click on listen. Then you see like, yes. Okay. In dark blue color, there are 59 employees, and here, light blue color, you can say there are 132 employees. Okay, Uh, falling under the income bracket of 2000 to 2500. Okay, so the 132 are staying, and 59 are leaving in this income bracket. Okay, so like as you see, as you go this side, right side, the income increases and simultaneously our attrition reduces. Then of course it is clear cut indication that if there is a high income, then people stay. There is a tendency to stay back. Okay, and of course, guys, remember whatever inferences I'm telling with respect to this data, this is not a generic interpretation. Okay, with respect to this data, if data gets changed, this interpretation will also get changed. Okay, and here you see most attrition happens in this income group, right? Even though there are more employees in this attrition group, like starting from 2500 to 3000 income group, this overall, right? 135 plus 36. These many employees are there in this income bracket, but attrition is more here, right? In this income bracket, 59. Right? So that's this is clear cut indication, like in this income bracket, maybe they can slightly increase the income group of these employees, and there is a highly chance they will stay back. Okay, so let me give the name of the chart quickly. Income versus attrition. Okay, let me save it. So what is next? So now next we'll see this chart, like sunburst chart. This is another type of chart. Okay. So here basically, if you want to understand like the hierarchical thing, for example, in department X, what is the attrition rate in department X with respect to expertise with respect to their role. Okay, so you want to combine these three categories. So that's where I given the example here, right? So for example, what is the attrition among employees who belongs to sales department and their expertise is life sciences and working as a sales executive, right? So how to build these kind of charts? So again, you come back here, okay, and go to plus icon, charts, and here you select your data set and select here, I want to build a sunburst chart. Okay, then you can select like this, come here, okay. So now what things you need to select? Of course, we don't need these things. So you come here in the hierarchy. In hierarchy, basically, we want to define what all different things we want to build. So here, what we have basically, so we want to, with respect to attrition, what all we want to combine, like sales department and expertise and their role. Okay, so let me see if we can find this column. Okay, so one is department, and other one is okay, we can find it here. So department education field basically. Okay, that is education field. That's expertise, and then job role. Okay, then what is the primary metric basically? In primary metric, we define like with respect to so we want to see the attrition among these three categories. Okay, so attrition becomes your primary metric. Here we'll select the attrition, and with respect to attrition, we want to understand the count, right? The count. Now you run your query. So now you see here. Okay. Now guys, how to interpret this converse chart? So if you hover on the middle, okay. So there are with respect to these three, there is a total 30% attrition. So among these three categories, like department, education field, and job role, okay, it's total 446 employee left. But under that, if you bifurcate further, okay, what we can do? So this we have selected this. So what is this? Like sales. Okay. Under sales, overall attrition is 30%. And if we go with count, so that is 446. Now, with sale and their expertise or education, right? If we combine these two kind of intersection. So tell me the attrition for the employees who belongs to sales category and their expertise is life sciences. Okay. Then in these two, we have attrition 10%. Okay. And total is 150. Now, if we again go back. So now how to interpret this? Tell me the attrition rate of the employees who belongs to sales category and their expertise or education field is life sciences, and then their role in the organization is sales executive. If you combine these three, then the attrition rate is 7% around. Okay? Similarly, if we select sales and then their expertise or education field is medical, and then their role is sales executive, then attrition is 4%. Like this, you hover around, right? So where is least attrition here, right? So like this, you can do. So we can, so like we can name it. Let's name it Sunburst. Okay. Save it. We saved it. Okay. So now we build these many charts, okay? And I have already shown you like how to build this pie chart, so you can refer that later. And one more thing I'm going to tell that is very interesting, okay? So how to know, like, so if suppose we have already built this chart, okay? So what is the logic behind? So I'm going to tell, okay? So no worries, okay? So let me explain like how to build this, what do you call it? Like box plot chart also. Like this is known as box plot. Mainly it is used to identify the outliers in your data set, okay? So here, what we want to understand basically, business travel and distance from home. So basically, you want to understand, is there any relationship of attrition with respect to business travel and distance from home? Okay. So for this, of course, you can use different charts to understand this insight. But my objective here is to show you like how to build the box plot. Okay. So that, keeping that idea, I'm just going to build the box plot. So let me come here and go to charts, and here select the data set, and here I'm selecting box plot. Okay. Now we selected this, right? And now what how to build the box plot, right? So for that we need to define certain metrics and series and all those. Okay. So here, of course, we are not going to deal with timestamp column, so we'll leave it as it is. So here, basically, we want to understand. Okay, so what is the idea? We want to understand the relationship between business travel, distance from home, and attrition. Okay. So let me, okay, here. Okay, so let me select distance from home. Okay. So, and here I want to apply the average distance from home. Okay. So, what is the average distance from home for the employees who travel frequently, and then what is the attrition? So, that's kind of analysis you want to see. Okay. Then in series, what we can do, we can select the attrition, and then we can select the business travel. Okay. So, like this, we selected, and then run the query. Okay. So, then we got this chart. Okay. Then I'm naming it. Let me name it, then I'll explain. Okay. Okay. So what happens here? So here, if you see like in x-axis, so we have divided the categories. So for example, no, Uh, and no means there is no attrition, non-lever basically. Okay, non-lever and non-travel, and non-lever travel frequently, non-lever and travel rarely. Okay, then same three categories of business travel with respect to lever. For example, people who leave and then non-traveling, and then leaving but travel frequently, and leaving but travel rarely. Okay. So now here, if you just assume there is a line, okay, then we can compare basically this with this. Okay. So basically, box plot gives you like 3 to 4 important statistical measurements. Okay, of course, it gives you the count, but apart from that, it gives you the max value. It gives you the quartiles value, like third quartile, and it gives you the mean value. It gives you the median value. It gives you the first quartile and minimum value, of course, and then total count, that is nothing but the observations. Okay? So in this category means people who are non-lever and then who also do not travel. Their total count is 131. Okay? And then here, if you come, they are leaver means who are leaving the organization, and then non-travel. Non-travel is common, okay. And here total observations is 12. So people who do not travel at all. So what is the attrition? What is the statistical measurement? What is the difference in statistical measurement in the category of non-travel? And then you can see, okay, is there any significant difference, clear cut difference, so that you can identify among non-travelers who are leaving and who are staying, right? So for those kind of analysis, you can use the box plot here. So here you see like the mean, like of course mean will not tell you, like, because this is with respect to the count. But if there is like, for example, income, okay, then mean income will make sense. Okay, if we have the income plotted here. Okay, but the idea is same. Like if you want to understand the difference in statistical measurement with respect to two categories, okay, then you can plot the box plot. Okay, so now that's how you can read it. So we have saved this, and then what is, so now we have plotted this all. Now let me show you like how to nicely show these charts within a dashboard. Okay. So for that, what you can do, so if you come to plus and you create a dashboard, it will create an empty dashboard. Okay. You can give a new name to it. For example, HR analytics. Hmm? And I have created one more report. I'll write analytics demo. Okay. Now, if you see left side, so we have here certain options to configure your dashboard. So we want to have a row basically, and within that row, we want to have basically 2 columns. Okay. So in first column, what we want to, so okay, in first column, what we want to show the trend basically. Now, if you come to here chart, so and here you can search for like here all demos are coming first because they are sorted by like when they got created. So here we'll have a time series. This one, right? I think I have given the same name to both of them, but this is the time series one. Okay. So if you just pick this and drag and drop here, right? So it is showing. And now what you can also do, you can expand this till whatever width you want, right? So now you see here a beautiful attrition trend chart has like generated. So you can also um, uh, give a different name to this, a monthly attrition trend. Okay, monthly attrition trend. Right? We can give this name. And then here in this one, what we want to show overall attrition rate basically, right? So this we can drop it here. This is overall attrition rate, right? So now you see we got this first row got created, right? And then we want to create a second row. In the second row, what we can do, okay, in second row, let me see what we have plotted there. Go here, there is our dashboard, this one, right? In second row, we have like department wise attrition, right? So you can also pick the same thing. You come to chart And what is the department-wise attrition? This is income distribution. This is department-wise attrition, right? You can copy it here. So department-wise attrition and income distribution with respect to department like this. Right? You can clearly what you can do like this. Okay. Okay. Why it is not dragging? Just a minute. If you just yeah. So if you want to give more width to this one, yeah, yeah. So you can just simply drag and drop. So based on that, you can like based on the chart, like how much width you want to give to that particular chart, right? So we got created this, and then what is next in our plot, which of our dashboard, the income versus attrition, this sunburst one, right? So we can again come back to components, and we can create one more row basically. See here. So if you just drop this, you drag and drop below this one, then your basically row length will be this much only. But we want the row length complete, right? So for that, you need to drop in a proper place. So again, we dropped here only. So, so you like this, you see here. So now you see this dark blue line. It is like covering the whole bottom area, right? Now if you drop, okay, so now if you see here, it will take, so let me see. No, wait a second. It is again within that area only. So that's why you need to be little careful while dropping this. So this is not that see, again here it is taking this much area. So you see this line, right? It is not covering the whole area because if I just drop the column here, right, it will be this much column only. And the second column will also come under this only. A minute. See here, so this much column, and you cannot increase the width of this, right? So that's where you need to be very careful while creating this row. So it, I mean, there is no technique here. You just need to place in the right place. See again, it is happening like this only. See again, it is not taking the whole area. So that's where you just need to drop in a proper place. Yeah. Now it took the complete one. Okay. So I will just delete this. Okay. I got this full width row. And here again, I will create two columns. You can create as many columns as you want, basically. Okay. Now here, what we want to have, we'll go to the chart and you see these are already added, right? So what I want to see, income versus attrition. Okay. So let's see. You can put in this or this. Okay. And then sunburst one. Okay. I put it here. So for this, you may need more width, so you can just increase the width. Okay. So like this, right? And then one more, basically one more chart I have. So I can create one more row here at the bottom. Okay. And it got created like here only, it's fine. So I can just simply drop it here. Okay, this way also you can increase the width. And let's not create a column. So I'll have this full width plot. Okay, this one box plot. Okay, and I can expand this to the whole like row. Hmm? Now, if you see like we have it is not expanding. Just a minute. Anyway, you can expand it later. Okay. So the idea is like so we have placed every plot here. Okay. So now what next comes like you need to save it. So I have saved it. The moment you save it, so it will look properly. So before it was looking like faded, right? So now it is looking properly. Now you can clearly explain. Okay, so see how much time it took to create this dashboard. I was explaining and I was creating slowly, right? But if you already aware of like how to work with Apache Superset, then you can create those nicely look and feel or graph very quickly, right? And publish and then immediately start for the demo to your customers, right? So here you see like we have a attrition trend over month on past month and overall attrition rate, and then we have a department-wise attrition, then income distribution, then of course sunburst, which I've already explained, the income distribution, then of course the box plot, right? And one more thing, guys, if you want to create, for example, if you want to edit it, okay? So there are multiple options here. So if you click on tab, then it will create a new tab here. So like you just click, drag and drop here, right? So it create a new tab, and you can just write the title for that. So for example, under this analytic demo dashboard, you want to have multiple tabs. So for that, you can create it here, okay? But I'm just removing it, delete it, okay? So we don't want to have a tab. And then row and column you already seen. If you want to have the header, right? So you can define that header as well. So we can just create some like, suppose for next row you want to give some header, right? So for example, bar chart, you can have anything, right? And of course, like this, okay? It will create it and you can just drag and drop anywhere, okay? And it will show you the full width, right? And then another option is like markdown. If you want to have markdown, so for markdown, what you can do? So markdown is basically if you want to tell some inference about this chart, okay? So like attrition rate. So what we can do? So we can have one more column here, but we have not created a space. So for that, what you can do? So anyway, for this, I will not do for this. So here I have some space. So what I can do here? I can just like uh, shrink this, and here we can have a one more column, okay? And here we can have markdowns. And markdowns basically if you want to explain or describe a particular one. So let's describe this box plot, okay? So these are basically headings, okay? So inference from the box plot, you can write anything, right? It's just I'm just giving you an idea basically, okay? And here what you can do, so like this box plot clearly indicate the uh, differences among these statistical measurements, right, between um, attrition groups and departments. Attrition groups means there are two, yes and no, right? Or attrition, like this, okay? And yeah, and then just click outside. See? Influence from the box plot, and then if you double click, then if you want to give some link also, then you can give some link like this, okay? And if you want to delete, you can delete it. So click outside, it will be saved. So and then you click save, then finally it will get saved, right? So now next thing, of course, you want to download, if you want to download a full screen or download as an image or whatever you want to refresh. Suppose we are referring employee attrition to that data set, whatever like Excel we have imported, right? And if there is some change in that data set, you want to refresh, then you simply click on refresh, then it will refresh the chart. Okay. So basically, guys, there are many features which are available in this Apache Superset. In one video, I cannot cover everything. Okay, so today I just kept the scope very simple. I just explained how to create this nice looking HR analytics dashboard. Okay, so another thing, guys. Now suppose I showed you how to build a like line chart, how to build a pie chart, how to build department wise attrition, income distribution, all those charts. Okay, you want to you want to build an area chart, right? How to build basically. So in the beginning I told you like I'm going to tell you very interesting thing. Okay, so for timing, let's forget about the area chart. Okay, suppose this is the chart. Okay, and you want to see like how it is being built. Okay, so what you can do, you can click on here and view chart and explore. The moment you click there, then you can see, okay, what all settings we have done here. to achieve this graph, this chart, right? And same way, for example, you have these reference dashboard available for you. Okay. And basically you are learning, right? So you'll be exploring multiple things. So that's where I'm telling how to utilize this pre-built dashboard. Sorry. Okay, so now if you go to sales dashboard, and here you will see, okay, this is a bar chart, this is a stacked bar chart, this is pie chart like this, okay. And suppose, see, I have built a plain pie chart, okay, and this is kind of donut, right? Donut pie chart. So here and how these categories are pointing to particular area. What you can do, you just go here and explore, view in Explorer, and then here you will see, okay, this is the data set it got selected, and here, what all things they have said, like group by product line and metric sum, all those things, okay, and sort by metric. So that's how you can build this chart. So basically, just explore here and there with this Apache Superset nice UI, and if you have any doubt or any question, then let me know by your comments. I will just try to. Normally, I answer every comment, every doubt if you ask me. Okay, but there might be some delay of 2 hours, but I try to respond as early as possible. Okay. So hope you enjoyed this learning. And now you can create a beautiful dashboards using Apache Superset. You can tell me your experience with the comment. Okay. And in next few videos, I will just explore some other options, some other advanced options of Apache Superset. Okay. So with that note, let me stop it here. And yeah, happy learning. And if you are enjoying my videos, then please don't forget to subscribe my channel and share the videos in ML communities. That's how you can support me. And yeah, with that note, let's close it here. So thank you very much.